5 বছর পর আপনার বস কে হতে পারে, একজন মানুষ নাকি একজন এআই? আজ এআই আপনার ইমেল লিখছে, কাল কি আপনার ডিসিশনও এআই নেবে? চাকরি হারানোর ভয়? প্রশ্ন হলো, এআই এর যুগে আপনি কি रेलिवेंट থাকবেন? कल की दुनिया में कंपटीशन इंसान से नहीं एआई से होगा, तैयार हो? फ्यूचर में रिच वो नहीं होगा जो हार्ड वर्क करेगा, शायद वो होगा जो एआई को सबसे अच्छा समझेगा और साथ लेके चलेगा. That's why we are launching this conversation to simplify AI, separate the hype from reality, and help our community understand how to embrace the change with confidence rather than fear. Joining me today is Kaushik Basu, founder and CEO of NetCloud Consulting. For over last 7 years, he has helped businesses leverage AI through intelligent automation, AI agents, AI-powered search optimization, and digital transformation. In this episode, we will explore where AI is heading, what it means for individuals, businesses, and professionals, and how organizations can start adopting AI strategically. A warm welcome to Kaushik Basu. Kaushik, a warm welcome to our podcast channel. And today we are looking forward to an interesting and interactive conversation about AI.
Right.
The world is moving forward, the world is shifting its gears, and at a very fast pace. And I'm sure many of the audience, many of the viewers would be intrigued to know, learn, and understand how AI is going to impact their lives. A warm welcome once more.
Thank you very much.
Everybody is speaking about AI, and many times there are pros and cons which are also being discussed. As humans, share your perspective as to something which we are overlooking.
Well, AI is a technological revolution that is happening, like most technological revolutions that have happened in the past. The biggest challenge that humans are facing is to adapt to the technological changes and cope up with the emotional factors, psychological factors, like they're managing their workplace, managing their home, their social status, so on and so forth. So that is how it is being impacted in terms of how AI is basically impacting the human force.
Do you think people are not aware about the changes? Of course, we are aware. So, something which we are overlooking.
It is not really. People know that there is a change that is happening. There's a huge transformation that is happening, and at a very fast speed. So speed is a killer, and the technology can transform at a very high speed. However, the human psychology takes time to absorb and to manage that particular change and transformation, and it takes time for them to accept a brand new change that is coming along and adapt to that particular change in real life. So that is the reason why we are human beings and we are not dinosaurs, and we can manage and we can adapt, but it takes time. It's not same as how machines do it, because machines got intelligent. It is not like that. So human takes time in order to adapt.
Do you think society is emotionally prepared for the huge change that is going to come in coming years?
I don't think society is prepared at this point for the coming years, what AI transformation is going to do and how AI is going to evolve in the future. I think people need to be more resilient, and people need to take AI positively as opposed to taking AI negatively. AI should be used in the favor of humans in order in a broader spectrum, and not to be compete. People should not compete with AI,
Okay.
right? But however, they should enhance on skills like their emotional value, intelligence, leadership qualities, creativity, all of this innovation, and they should work on those things which humans are good at, and not try to compete with AI and the speed at that AI can perform tasks. Obviously, you can use AI to your benefit by taking data from AI and then sharpening that more in order to get to a point where you are perfect.
Okay. What concerns you more, technological disruptions or emotional disruption?
The primary concern is emotional disruption, because emotional disruption can lead to a complete breakdown of a person, and it can be a complete burnout. Uh, it can make a person completely lonely if he or she cannot maintain the balance between family and work and adapting AI and all of that. As far as technology, anything which is technology disruption, technology goes bad, it can always be rectified over time, or it can be instantly rectified depending on the kind of damage that has caused. And it can be there is always innovation behind it, so we don't need to really bother about technology, but we seriously need to bother about human psychology and human emotion that is in place at this point of time.
Absolutely. In fact, Kaushik, I think our conversation will evolve around AI and EI,
Yeah.
because you come from the spectrum of the digital space where you work around
Right.
artificial intelligence, and Searching Soulmate is building technology, is using the technology as an enabler for people to connect, and using human intelligence and emotions to stay connected. So I guess we are at two ends of the spectrum,
Right.
but with similar goals, where human lives are more comfortable.
Right.
We have easy affordable intelligence in our hand, and we have better control of our
Right.
emotions.
Absolutely.
And also at the same time, what I could make out of this conversation was technology can be retrained. It's our human brain which needs to be rewired. For a more consistent, stable life, right?
Right.
We are more digitally connected than ever, and yet very disconnected. Okay, and when we speak about the advance of technology and the way our brains have become more wired now, why do you think this paradox exists, where on one side there is technology to enable, and on the other we are disassociating ourselves?
Well, human psychology and AI, artificial intelligence, are completely two different things, right? Now, in terms of relationships, when AI was not there, even we had long distance relationships. If you look at stats, most of the long distance relationships do not work because there was no human presence front to front. We are basically community based, we humans. We love community, we like parties, we like get togethers, we like conferences, where the human touch is there, the human emotion is there, right? Obviously, AI can give you some kind of support. Say, for example, at 3 a.m. in the morning, you are feeling like talking to someone, and you don't have someone at that point of time to connect to. You can obviously go to ChatGPT and in a voice mode and talk to ChatGPT for some time, but that can have a reverse effect as well, rather than having a positive effect. It can make you even more lonelier.
Yeah.
So that is basically so AI is machine. They don't have emotions. AI cannot cry, right? AI cannot breathe, right? Those are vast amount of data sets and machines that we are talking to. It is similar to talking to your laptop or talking to your phone, right? But the human touch, that is more important, and the human warmth is more important in certain cases. So when we face real life problems like death and broken relationships and all of that, we need human touch more rather than artificial intelligence to keep us strong and going forward.
Absolutely. And do you see anything, like, since you work across a very big industry, you work with various age group people
Right.
from various diverse background, do you see any particular trait in today's professionals which have a, I would say, a direct influence of artificial intelligence in the good and bad? And when I say artificial intelligence, it doesn't really need to be AI per se. It can also be, if you speak about technology per se.
Right. So I'll be more direct and in terms of AI and technology both, but I will put more on the AI side. As far as the AI thing is concerned, there are two factors that are happening simultaneously in an Indian society. Most of the people's capabilities are judged by the achievements and the finance one can get, whether he's a male, whether he's a female. Their entire family and their bonds and their friends look up to them as to what they earn and what they do not earn. With AI coming into the picture, which is a major force, people are looking at it as a challenge, because AI can simply do things which human takes
Lot
of time and longer. So that is a challenge and a threat. But humans should understand that it is not, once again, it is not a competition with AI. You cannot compete with AI simply, right? You cannot compete with the amount of data that is being processed within seconds. Data centers which are kilometers and kilometers long, that kind of data set, you cannot just compile and with
Our brains can't.
yeah, so you cannot.
Our brains can't.
So we should all focus on things like other things which we are good at, other than competing with AI, but using AI to our benefit. Like if you are doing any kind of work, say for example, we are a developer, we are a coder, we can eliminate our mistakes or errors by using AI. By automating tasks, by doing things like getting information that is relevant to the work that you're doing.
Okay.
Right? So you can use AI to your benefit and use your own brains in order to sharpen that and get to a point where you will succeed. So that is what you should do, instead of taking it negatively and having a fear around it, because the more fear you develop, the more damage it's going to cause you.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, you've rightly put in, Kaushik, that we have to make AI the friend and not the foe, because there are a lot of things which we can learn. However, one important fact which you have reiterated many times is that humans have special skills. That's why we have survived for so many, for millions of years. And I think that is where we keep on evolving. And technology is an enabler, is supposed to help us grow, and at the same time you learn. However, it shouldn't be a deterrent to your growth. Have I
Right.
summarized
Right.
it properly?
Correct.
Yeah. And a leading question to this that we are discussing about professionals, their worries, the stresses they are going through. Do you foresee anything in the future? Because we do read in various digital magazines, we do read on social media posts from other countries where instead of reaching out to humans, people are embracing toys which can speak, AI, gadgets like small those fluffy toys, or something which looks it's a you can actually cuddle it, and then it shows certain emotions. Do you think we are heading in the right direction, or is it only going to increase loneliness, or is it going to have a different effect? What are your thoughts?
As far as toys and embedded AI in toys,
Even humans, I guess, right? China and Japan have created
humanoids.
Humanoids. Yeah.
So even humanoids. I mean, if you're talking about, say, for example, I want to have a friend. Would you really want to have a humanoid as a friend, or a human being as a friend?
So that is a question for people to think about, right? But
Right.
is it that a lot of people are choosing humanoids and these robotic toys as friends and support system because they don't judge? Is it something that's also a narrative which?
Well, that is, first of all, humanoids and these toys are very new in the market, and I think people are more keen to use them and find out as to how it works and all of that. That is just a phase that is going on at this point of time. So humanoids, we see humanoids have come to the nearest store, and we want to buy one and see as to how it works, whether it can clean the floor or whether it can fix the bulb for you. But ultimately, people will not latch on to a humanoid or to a artificial enabled toy for human support, human warmth, human empathy, and feelings. That cannot be expected out of an AI. AI can never give you that. So AI can give you information. AI can engage in talking to you, but you will easily get bored with the constant communication. Even if you try, most of the known LLMs that we know of these days, you can just try talking to that particular thing for a long time, and you will get bored.
Yeah. After a point, they keep on asking so many questions. You actually just stop answering them, right? And I guess the way they are trained, they listen well and they need to respond, because I guess that's the way the model works.
Yes.
And for humans, many times listening is only about listening. It is not about responding.
Yes.
So I guess there is a huge gap.
Yes.
So as per you, people are kind of trying, testing, just seeing how it works out of curiosity rather than having a long-term impact.
It is not a long-term solution.
Okay. So long-term as in, do you see a horizon, like maybe you are speaking about 50 years down the lane, or are you speaking
if you're talking about military grade equipment, in terms of equipments where human intervention is difficult and almost impossible, there is a good chance that AI is going to take over those sections. Say, for example, drones powered by AI, humanoids powered by AI, virtual armies in the sense, humanoids which are powered with machine guns and artificial intelligence, to have certain in the field of war, in those cases where humans will lose, AI can win. But in normal life, if you're talking about general life, apart from corporate work and coding work and some of the sections where AI can dramatically increase productivity, the human touch will always remain a human touch, and it cannot be replaced. It has never been replaced. It will not be replaced in the future as well.
It's quite heartening to hear from someone who works around AI, and of course, being on the technology side of business. We keep on reading, we keep on speculating, we keep on seeing so much in the world of artificial intelligence, the data centers, environment, legal, way forward, and yet, of course, a lot of information is not very clear. And when you say that human connection will and always remain the most important element of us being humans. So I feel happy to say that Searching Soulmate is already working on that, and I think the way forward will always be to stay connected, to interact with humans, and the and keep on engaging the mind so that you keep on learning new things, thereby retaining a good quality of life.
Right, absolutely.
We have already spoken about the threat AI can pose to certain work. Okay, beyond that, even across most departments, I feel that people are questioning, will AI take away my job? Can you throw some light around that?
Yes, AI is going to certainly take away some of the jobs that we do on a regular basis. But if you calculate the amount of work that is going to take in terms of the kind of work that we do, AI is basically going to take off repetitive work which is basically handled during odd hours. Uh, the most affected people are going to be call centers, and because voice AI is something that can handle thousands and thousands of calls within fraction of seconds with a one-to-one level discussion, right? And 24/7, so that is going to cut costs for companies at large. So they are going to be replaced. And other than that, as far as developers and coding work, if you look at giants like Microsoft and other companies, they are already using Claude for their teams. So they are not basically throwing out people in terms of developers, but they're giving AI as a tool to them to enhance their work and to get the project delivered faster, which is a major challenge for most of the software companies that we come across on a daily basis, and that too without errors. So that is one major thing that AI is doing great. And
What about manufacturing industries? Do you see a lot of people, because they are also repetitive work?
yeah, there. So
HR function.
If you talk about manufacturing, manufacturing. I think yes, before AI also manufacturing units already had
A lot of automation.
a lot of automation, conveyor belts, and all of that. Now AI has come into the picture, wherein there are some tasks which can be automated, but not everything can be automated. There is a term called human handoff that we use in automation, in agentic automation. AI can do everything, but all the decisions are not with the AI.
Okay. They are not empowered.
They are not empowered.
A human needs to
The
intervene.
human needs to check and manually approve it, and then only it will go to the next step.
Okay. Okay. And what about HR functions? What do you see there?
HR, I guess the basic recruitment in terms of, for example, I want to go to a recruiting firm or to a company, and I want to apply for a particular post. There can be an AI which will be taking down all the information and then processing it and into the CRM for the HR to manage and interview them in person. But at this level, talking about today, there is no such HR function which is going to interview and decide on a particular person, whether the person is a right fit for a particular department or not. And
That a human needs to
that a
decide.
human needs to decide on, and also whether the person is reliable, performing a background check and all of that. To a certain extent, it can be done, but in most cases, it is a human task that needs to be performed.
So basically, what you are saying is that some of the repetitive functionalities
Yeah.
will be replaced, and across every industry there is automation to a certain extent.
Yes.
And with AI, certain functionalities will even become streamlined, and performance will enhance, right?
Right.
That is your understanding
Right.
of where AI is headed, right?
Right.
What career advice would you give to mid-level professionals so that they are more prepared for the changes, the transformations which are going to happen in coming days? What are your thoughts? How do you think?
So the mid professionals should what they're good at, they are built professionals because they're good in something, right? Now with AI stepping into companies and coming into everyday workforce, it is very important for professionals to adapt AI, number one. Number two is it's also important for them to learn
Okay.
as to how to use AI for a more productive and result-oriented work, other than restricting AI or trying to oppose AI or stop AI, because that's not going to happen. That's impossible.
Yeah, got it.
So that is how they should excel
should
in
learn
their
something.
life. They should learn. They should learn and adapt, other than restraining AI, because that's not going to happen. If they want to restrain, then they will be thrown out.
So it's as you are saying that mid-level, professionals mainly manage teams, manage various functions, operations, and as per you, they should adapt themselves. They should learn certain, new things, and also kind of be prepared for what is going to come in the future, right?
Right.
In an algorithm driven world, and with AI taking over with more information and more capability building for all the platforms about how individual interacts, how do you think as consumers we need to retain our online sanity and online identity, and also not get completely blown away by what is happening? How do you think?
I think the human judgment is the ultimate judgment that you can possibly have. Once again, relying 100% on AI is not a feasible tactic that one should use or one should go for, because AI results can be manipulated. There is something called prompt engineering, which can take away data from the data that you provide to the AI, and that can make your sensitive data vulnerable. Other than that, you should not completely rely on AI 100%, because what is happening currently is AI is giving results based on structured data. So the companies which has structured data or which has engineered their systems into in a manner where the AI is going to ingest that particular result, you are only seeing those results.
Okay.
So that is number one. Number two is when you ask an AI to do some work and you are using a SaaS platform, you're basically giving out your information to the world. Because you don't know whether it's going to be used for training or some other purpose, or someone else can get through to that information or not.
Okay.
So you should not completely rely on AI, but at the same time, you can take suggestions at this point of time, and use your own human judgment in order to purchase or in order to decide on a particular matter.
Okay. So, like our feeds are also kind of AI algorithms are sending us information basis our online patterns, right?
Right.
So here you are saying that we should finally choose basis our judgment,
Right.
and not just by completely believing whatever is being shown to us.
Right.
It can also be a
Manipulated.
certain kind of reels, a certain kind of information which is being pro- projected or on the mediums where we are moving around, right?
Yes.
Are you trying to
It is technically manipulated.
Okay.
It can be.
So that is where we need to again retain our human intelligence and work accordingly, right? Answer accordingly, behave accordingly. That's your suggestion, right?
Right.
Okay. Also, that you mentioned that through prompt engineering, a lot of data can be modified. Um, I just want to understand, like, as layman's, how do we retain our individuality, our sanity, while navigating various technology interfaces?
That is a very good question. At the same time, it is very difficult for people who are new to AI to manage their identity in a safe way, because until unless you know the nitty-gritties of how AI functions and AI technicals of how AI functions and AI works, it is not possible for a person who is not acquainted with AI, especially elders or people who are very young people, to understand as to how AI can, damage your identity or use your identity in some manner or the other. So it is basically the government which should regularize and bring governance to this particular platforms. Like we have age limits for certain movies, we should also have age limits for certain features in AI to be used.
Okay.
Right? So, and other policies which will basically restrict identity and sensitive data about a particular person to be in the cloud. I think the government is already doing it. It is in process, but it's going to take some time before it's completely implemented.
Okay. In India, from the very start of of a girl child or a boy child coming into the world, the families plan their education, the career. That's how society has been over the last many years since independence, I would say. Um, how do you see going forward, since there is this constant AI threat and some jobs might become less available, and there might be certain transitions to it, so there will be some threat, and majorly a lot of people who would have otherwise got a job may not be getting a job. There is a social impact also. Families will be affected. The way individuals perceive their worth would be affected. Share your thoughts about how we can kind of guide people in this journey.
Very correctly said. In India, I would talk about employment more than employment and money and all of that. Even in marriages, in partnering, even in society standards, everything is determined by how much you earn and where you work and what is the pay scale that you have. So that is something that is of importance, other than family background and where you're coming from. So that is something that is very important till date in all over India, in all of the states that we can think of as far as India is concerned. Now with AI coming over and into the picture and taking some of the tasks or most of the tasks, the uncertainty of being in a particular company or in a particular team has become uncertain. So tomorrow when you wake up, you don't even know whether you're going to exist whether you will have your termination letter from your HR or not. So that gives you a sense of insecurity, but at the same time, I think that every individual should upgrade and upskill themselves. Bring up their leadership skills and bring in innovation and think with AI with them as a part of the team and not something which is trying to take away jobs. They should think that AI is part of is now become a part of daily life. It's part of daily workforce, and it is going to be that way. So how am I going to adapt to that? How am I going to use that to better performance and get more money out of it? And that is a way they should evolve and keep their mental sanity and also in terms of the family stature.
Do you have any thoughts about how the family can also help that individual retain self-confidence by understanding the technology disruption which is happening around?
The core value is the difference between why AI cannot give you mental peace and why humans can is the understanding and the human touch and the human emotion that is there. So while a person in the family who's working in a particular organization is facing a challenge in the because AI has come in and he's not learned the skills yet, he needs some more time, or he has been thrown out of the company, does not necessarily mean that the career has ended. Here, the human touch and the human emotion should work, and instead of being rude with that particular person or treating him differently, the family should cooperate with him or her and give support, because the support money is not big. The support system is big, is the main factor which drives people.
Yeah.
So if you have a huge support system, irrespective of how much throttling is done to you, you will still survive.
Yeah.
But if you do not have the human support, it is very difficult to stand by yourself.
Agreed. In fact, one of the primary reasons why we are building Searching Soulmate as a, community platform is because today there is a lack of safe spaces, lack of people who support you. And when, if at all, parents come from a different generation, uh, friends and siblings might be in very different professions, they might not be understanding the
Right.
the technological disruption. So what happens is that these spaces have similar like-minded people coming in, and when you start networking, you might kind of end up opening a new opportunity for yourself, or might find people in the same boat and discuss each other's situation and find comfort that okay, let's do
Right.
something together. I think that's one of the primary reasons why today, I'm not just speaking about what we are doing. I read a lot around, tomorrow in the next, last decade was all about very fast commerce, making life easy. It was all about the best way to reach a consumer, and it was all about fast economy. But today, the next 10 years, as per insights of various leading magazines, it says it's more about human connection, experiences, where people actually can be part of these bigger communities and find stability, which otherwise may not be easily possible, considering we all have very small nuclear families.
Right.
The setup is very different. So if you see, I think this uncertainty was always there across various generations. But what acted as a safeguard was bigger families. No, there were other people who
Right.
were there. The livelihood, my if even if I don't have a job, my children will still get to be fed, because I think that was there, like we've seen
Yeah.
in previous times with our grandfathers' times, with our father's time. But unfortunately, it's not there. So that is where community plays a very
Right.
big role.
Right.
Before you go, I have a question for you. If AI could do almost everything, what do you think will make humans truly irreplaceable? Drop your answer in the comments. We will be reading them all, and some of your thoughts might even be featured in our next episode.